Hey, how's it going guys? Phil here, and this is a review for EcoVacs DeeBot T20 Omni Floor Cleaning Robot. Thank you to Best Buy for sending me this product for free to try. Upon opening the box, the Quick Start Guide is a large cardboard insert with illustrations and a QR code to download the EcoVacs Home smartphone app. Setup is simple and only takes about 10 minutes. You'll receive the self-emptying charging station, robot vacuum, 2 sweeper brushes, 2 mop pads, 6-foot power cord, cleaning brush, mini brush with tangle cutter, and instruction manuals. The unit comes with a sizable docking station, measuring 17.5 inches wide, 16 inches from back to front, including the ramp, and stands 22.5 inches tall. The docking bay houses the ramp and water tray, as well as built-in hot air dryer. In the lower part of the tray is a removable debris guard that you'll want to clean periodically so that it doesn't get clogged. It has clips on the end, so to remove it, just squeeze on the sides towards the back of it. The ramp has textured grooves on it to help the robot climb up and park without slipping back down. Way at the back of the bay, you'll see 2 charging contacts. On the front, this drawer opens by pressing the release button underneath, which pops open the compartment for the 75-day capacity dustbin. It comes with 1 vacuum bag pre-installed, which has a cardboard sleeve for installation and a slidable cover to trap dust inside when replacing the bag. The entire bin can be removed from the dock for cleaning and maintenance by pressing down on the release button at the back and pulling it straight out. On top of the dock is a single button that lets you start a cleaning cycle at the touch of a button. The top lid opens to reveal 2 color-coded 4-liter water tanks inside. The light blue is for clean water and the gray is for dirty. The tanks are easily removed by lifting them out by their handles. The clean tank has a fill plug in one corner for adding water, although it's just as simple to open the lid by releasing the tab at the front to fill it. At the back corner of the clean tank is a debris filter to prevent particles from being drawn into the water hoses within the machine. Note that the tank's positions are not reversible, and the clean water tank must always be installed to the right and the dirty water tank to the left. On the back of the machine is the power port and an air vent. The power cord has a 90-degree turn so that it sits nice and flush with the back of the machine. There's also a built-in cord wrap so you can store any extra cable neatly. At the top is a handhold to help you lift and carry the unit easily, as it weighs 32.5 pounds. The robot itself has a typical circular shape, with a 13.5 diameter plastic exterior and 4 1/8 inch height, including the LiDAR puck guidance system. At the back of the unit are the 2 charging contacts, and along the sides and front, you'll see these black infrared sensors that help the robot sense and see obstacles and determine its location. On the bottom, towards the front, you'll install the spin brushes on the left and right sides. Note that they are color-coded red and green, which you'll need to match to the corresponding brush. They are easy to install and simply snap in. There are a number of drop sensors on the unit to prevent it from falling over stairs and ledges, a 360-degree front roller wheel, removable soft rubber brush, and 2 rubber drive wheels. These 2 ports are for the mop plates whose washable pads stick on via Velcro, and they're also easy to attach by simply pressing them into place.
Mopping pad plate installed.
The silver cover on top lifts completely off the unit and is held on with 6 magnets. There is a protective foam insert that you should remove inside. At the front is the mode button, which is touch sensitive, and the LiDAR puck. Next to it is the Wi-Fi setup button and red power switch, so let's switch it on now. Then this clear compartment is the dustbin, which has a handle to help you lift it out. The bin is quite small, measuring about 7 inches wide, 2.5 inches long, and 2 inches tall. There's a HEPA filter installed so that the air that comes out of it is free of fine dust particles, and that piece can be removed for cleaning or replacement separately. When replacing the dustbin, ensure the handle is vertical, as folding it down locks it into place. This QR code takes you to the product's support page, and you'll need to scan it when setting up the vacuum in the app. The flashing Wi-Fi LED means that it's ready for setup, so let's put the cover back on and do that next. First, select a location for the base station near an outlet with 2.5 feet of clearance in front of the unit and at least a couple inches to either side. Next, download the EcoVacs Home mobile app. In the app, you'll need to agree to the terms and conditions and create an account to log in. Once registered, set up a home location, then scan the QR code under the cover. You'll need to enable some permissions and connect the app to your home's Wi-Fi network. Then press the Wi-Fi button on the robot to connect it.
Ready for network setup. Connected. Please go back to the app to continue the setup.
Give your robot a name and select your time zone for scheduling, then install any updates. The robot has a built-in voice AI assistant named Yico, and the wake phrase for commands is, "Okay, Yico." Then you can issue commands like, "Go home." "Okay, Yico."
I'm here.
"Go home." And the vacuum will find the station automatically and return for charging. The robot's battery takes about 6 hours to fully charge. The capacitive touch button towards the front of the robot lets you start and stop cleaning with a short press, or send the robot back to the docking station to charge with a long press. The first thing you'll need to do is create a map of the areas that it has access to. This process took about 5 minutes and worked pretty well for my open floor plan first story. The robot was able to travel to each room, crossing thresholds with ease, and accessed everywhere except the laundry room, which has a step down. However, it did have trouble automatically dividing rooms accurately on the map, as some didn't have clear entryways or had multiple open walls. Even through map editing, I wasn't able to parse such rooms, as I could only split an existing room with a single straight line, whereas I needed to draw at least 2 to create distinctly separate rooms. However, I did appreciate that it could store up to 3 maps for use in other parts of the house. As I was able to map our second floor, which is carpeted, I was then able to take the robot upstairs, select that map, and use it there. The only downside is that the robot isn't able to empty its bin or clean the mop heads in these secondary areas, as the base station isn't present. After mapping, you can set virtual boundaries via a straight line or rectangle where the robot won't enter or clean, and these can be set to exclude mop only or both vacuum and mopping. The maps generated are pretty accurate. The robot detects furniture and obstacles in real time and maneuvers around them. The height of the robot is low enough to clear most of my furniture and cabinet and appliance toe kicks. It had a little more trouble avoiding long, skinny chair and table legs, though only tended to tap them lightly. The AI True Detect feature is supposed to help it avoid things like toys, socks, power cords, and cables. However, I found that it doesn't always work, as it did get stuck on some cords a couple times. It will attempt to dislodge itself if it gets stuck, but isn't always successful. So it's best to tidy cords up before use. For cleaning, there are several modes. Housekeeper mode uses AI to determine which cleaning strategies to use for different areas of your home, and will adjust its settings automatically. You can also select specific rooms or define a custom rectangular area to clean and choose standard, deep, or fast with 1 or 2 passes. Suction can be set to quiet, standard, strong, or max, depending on the level of soil. With the mop pads installed, you can set the machine to vacuum and mop simultaneously, mop only after vacuuming, or just perform one or the other. I recommend mop after vacuum mode, as when vacuuming and mopping at the same time, the side brushes will get wet, and the dust that gets caught in them tends to ball up into a paste, which can stick to the wet floors instead of being picked up. The vacuum does pick up a lot of hair, dust, and debris though, and the side brushes do a great job at getting close to the walls, into corners, and going around furniture without bumping into things often. The small dustbin, though, was completely packed after vacuuming our carpeted second floor for an hour. Though you can set the emptying behavior to extra, which empties the bin at the station every 6, 10, or 15 minutes. The base station completely clears the robot's bin each time and captures the dust in the pre-installed 3-liter vacuum bag. For mopping, you can set defaults for the pad wetness, the pad rinsing interval, and the length of the hot air drying time from 2 to 4 hours. The base station heats the rinse water to 131 degrees Fahrenheit to better remove dirt and oils from the pads and seems really effective. The rinse water is always dark and gray, and my floors do look brighter afterwards. The water tanks hold just over 1 gallon of water, and to mop my entire first floor, about 600 square feet, consumes nearly 2/3 of the tank. The auto lift feature of the mop pads raises them when not in use, so that when the unit is not mopping, for example when going over rug and carpet, the wet pads are not being dragged along the floor. On a full charge, I got about an hour and 40 minutes of continuous use. An hour of that time was using the mop and vacuum in housekeeper mode, and with the rest running vacuum only at max suction around 6,000 pascals over carpet. At its lowest settings, using quiet mode and vacuum only, I was able to get over 4 hours of runtime on a single charge. The hot air drying for the mop pads takes a while, as it's quite gentle, so I recommend letting it run for the max duration or simply removing the pads afterwards to hang dry to avoid the buildup of mold, mildew, and bacteria. If you won't be mopping daily, I'd also suggest taking the tanks out of the machine to dry completely between uses. The app will track and record the robot's travel path right on the map, so you can see its coverage during and after each cleaning session. It also shows you the robot's location in real time, though if you can't find it for any reason, you can tap the Find My DeeBot button,
I'm here.
and it will announce "I'm here" each time. With continuous cleaning enabled, if the robot runs low on power before it finishes cleaning, it will return to the station to charge and resume from where it left off once it has enough power to finish the cycle. The simplest thing to do is set a daily cleaning schedule for the robot. Multiple schedules can be set up with separate settings for different areas. If edge deep cleaning is enabled, once a week, the unit mops right up to the edges of your walls for better cleaning coverage. This helps us maintain our floor's cleanliness on a regular basis, and saves us a bunch of time and effort. For hard flooring, this robot cleaner picks up a ton of dust, dirt, and hair, and even some larger bits like dried leaves. On rugs and carpets, it's more of a surface clean, as it doesn't have stiff brushes to dig deep into the pile to remove trapped dust and dirt. With daily runs, I change the vacuum bag only every couple of months. As for other maintenance, the mop tray where the pads are rinsed needs to be manually cleaned once in a while. You can do this by filling the clean water tank, then pressing and holding the button on the top of the station to start the self-clean cycle.
Start self-cleaning. Please clean the cleaning safe with the cleaning tool.
Scrub the tray with the telescoping brush, then press the button on top again, which should be flashing, to drain the water. Lastly, don't forget to wipe dry the tray to prevent mold and mildew. Overall, this robot floor cleaner makes vacuuming and mopping my floors on a regular basis simple and convenient. With the automated hot water rinsing and drying of the mop pads, there's not as much manual intervention needed with this function, outside of filling and emptying the water tanks. The dustbin empties itself, and the app will prompt you when it's time to perform maintenance, like replacing the vacuum bag, brushes, and pads, so you don't have to keep track of any of it. It has ample battery life, and the maps and avoidance system are quite good. My robot rarely bumps or rubs against furniture or other obstacles. This will go a long way to ensuring that the sensor windows stay clear and scratch-free, as this is an issue that I've encountered with other robot vacuums. I can also clean multiple mapped areas of my home, even without the base station present, and the unit is super easy to control via the app, voice commands, or simply set on a schedule to run on its own. I hope you enjoyed this review. You can ask me any questions in the comments. I'll put a link to the product in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and join me next time.